All right, guys, welcome to week 7. We only have 2 more weeks to go, and we almost got this thing beat. Guys, I think this week is quite possibly the most important topic. Um, this is talking about jobs and coaching. Your forum this week is going to ask you what level of coaching you think you want to pursue, meaning youth, middle school, high school, college, whatever. It's up to you. And it's going to ask you to look for some jobs. Um, those jobs you can use to look for are down here under coaching links. It gives you some Georgia high schools, NAIAs, NCAAs, so you can use those to, in addition to anything else you want to. But what I want to talk about in the lecture is your options as sports studies students for getting into coaching. And there's some links right here to the 3 things I'm going to talk about. The first thing I'm going to talk about is something you can start doing right now, and that's lay coaching or community coaching. And what a lay coach or community coach is somebody who doesn't work in the school system but still coaches. So, for instance, um, once I left working in a high school and started at Reinhardt, since then I've still community coached. And in order to do that, you have to go through and take some tests and get certified, but it allows you to work now while you're in college. But more importantly, if you let's say you go out and get a great job you like, but you just want to coach, it allows you to still be able to coach if you have the time. Um, some people pay these coaches, some people don't. Some of them get supplements. It just depends on the situation, and it's something that you should really approach with a coach first of a sport, and then they'll likely take it to the athletic director, or they may even handle it themselves. It just depends on the situation. But here is kind of an overview of what has to happen. I won't read it to you word for word, but basically you take 2 classes. One is a first aid, and one is a principles of coaching class. It's a $325 fee. Most of the time, if they want you bad enough, the school systems will pay for that. So that's the first process or first option. The next option is alternative certification. This is less likely for you guys, just given how it is, but it's still possible. It just kind of depends on the situation that you're in. But what alternative certification means is this: you go in and you basically get your degree. You finish your sports studies degree, and you find a school system for whatever reason that maybe they're short of teachers, maybe you have a connection. Basically, they agree to hire you on a provisional contract. And during that provisional contract, you partner up with a RESA program. And basically, what they do is they put you through kind of a field experience type of deal. And when you come out of this this RESA program, you basically get a certificate just like anybody else. And this used to be really popular, and it could come back again just because I feel that there's going to be a shortage of teachers coming. So, something to keep in mind. The most common route now that I recommend for sports studies majors is Masters of Arts in Teaching. The reason I do that is this. We've already had multiple people from our program. Even this year, we already had one, almost about to be 2, that graduated this past year who have already gotten jobs from just being in the Master of Arts and teaching. And so what that means is this: you get done with your sports studies degree and you go get a Master of Arts in teaching. It's a master's degree just like any other master's degree. They have them in every subject. The only one Reinhardt has is early childhood, but other schools have them in physical education, special education, math, science, whatever you want it to be. You go through a 2-year master's program. Um, at the end of that master's program, you get a clear renewable certificate, just like you'd gone through four years of teacher ed. And you only student teach. You only do field experience just 1 semester, so it makes it easier to be able to do it while you're working. And the benefits of this are a couple things. One, it gets you that certificate. Once you get their certificate, one certificate. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be in early childhood. It could be in middle grades. It doesn't matter. Once you get one, then all you have to do is pass the GACE test to get the other one. That's all you have to do. So you can get one certificate and turn it into 5 if you're able to pass the test. And that makes you more marketable. The other big advantage of this is that you come out making $5,000 more when you go take your first teaching job. Meaning where you start out $5,000 higher than you would have normally. And I encourage you to go on and look at how Reinhardt's works, but there are other ones. North Georgia has one. We have a student who he got hired, and he passed the special ed GACE before he graduated Reinhardt. He got hired at Hart County High School to coach and teach with just the understanding that he was going to go to Master's of Arts in teaching. So it makes you marketable. So anyway, just to sum it up, your 3 options basically are be a lay coach, go alternative teaching route, or go Master's of Arts in teaching. And then there's always, and we don't talk about it anymore, but you could transfer from sports studies to teacher ed and go through a regular teacher ed program. I encourage you guys to look at this, and I encourage you to spend this week looking at for jobs, just because it gives you an idea of what kind of requirements you are. Let's finish up the last couple of weeks strong. Thanks a lot.